They're pretending that these things are sacrosanct when they manipulate them all the time. And they could actually do it to the good.
And I think one of the challenges is that, then when you, particularly in the House, because there's just so many members, when you're kind of withholding information and when votes come up so quickly, it becomes at times a disorienting process for newer members and or for members who are endeavoring to really be effective and do things. I in the early days of COVID, I was sitting on the floor with Chip Roy, who, for anyone who's unaware, Chip Roy is a right winger of the sort of, best example.
But a right winger's right wing, like even beyond most right wingers are like, won't sit on the floor with Chip Roy. Like it's too hard.
No, I it was sometimes just me, actually, at times. And now the similarities, you try to find similarities. This is how you govern. Chip Roy and I are both UVA grads. We both happen to have the same birthday. And
wow.
And in 2019, UVA was the national champions in basketball. So,
right.
A year later, basketball season's, not really happening because of COVID. We're sitting on the floor and we're talking. And this was when there was story after story of, all these stock trades in the early days of COVID.
Yes.
And so he and I are sitting there and we're saying, this is kind of outrageous. And whether you think that people are intentionally trying to get rich off of information or not, kind of doesn't matter. The fact that everybody thinks and it's being reported as though it's fact that you're in this meeting and then you buy this stock, therefore it's corruption. Like, let's put an end to it. So we did something that, not, and Mikey can speak to this as well, like not all the time do people just write their own bills. I always wrote my own bills, but a lot of people think you got to go to committee to like, Mother, may I get my bill? We said, this is wrong. Let's write a bill to fix it. We consulted with all these sort of good governance groups that were a little bit kind of surprised by the combination of me with Chip Roy, and in fact, we really went from a place where people would be deeply offended, and I would have many members tell me, you're implying that members of Congress are corrupt, to which I would say, it actually doesn't matter, like whether it's true or not. If the public perceives it, it's on us to change that perception.
Right.
And it's amazing because in a short period of time, what went from a bill that was, broadly seen as this, a Democrat and Republican sort of pushing up against tradition in their parties, has a really broad coalition. When I left Congress to run for governor, Seth Magaziner was the Democrat who's now continued to work with Chip on this bill. And it's really got some legs to it.